What is up, besties? It is your girl Karmic, back to you again with another video, and this time we're going to take a break from celebrities just for a minute to look at some conspiracy. So we are taking a look at the tragic September 11th. Now, I want to stress that my intention of doing this is not to downplay the severity of the situation. It's not to, just put a fringe, a tint. I don't know the right words for this, but I'm not trying to cause any harm, y'all. I just wanted to get to the bottom of it. We've all kind of questioned it since it happened, obviously. And yeah, it never sat right with me as a kid, didn't sit right with me as a teen, still didn't sit right with me. So I figured, let's shake shit up and do an oldie. I don't think I'd call it a goodie, but we're going to take a look at what happened on 9/11. Was there any nefarious activity? Who was Osama? What happened with the planes? What went down that day? So as always, this is alleged, and for entertainment purposes only. That's right. There are 0 facts here, bestie. But as always, you guys can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. All the links are down below. If you want to book a personal reading with me, that is on my website in the description box. Please know that it takes up to 3 weeks. I am one person. You want a good reading, you don't want a rushed one. So yeah, it's 3 weeks from the day of, Mercury is just messing up my communication, so bear with me, y'all, but that does not affect my ability to channel. So, well, enough rambling. I think I'm just nervous because of the topic we're about to cover, but honestly, I'm at a place now where y'all can cancel me if you want. It's fine. This is all alleged, and we're just supposed to be having fun here, besties, so let's... The government, y'all. You get it. You get it. But without further ado, all entertainment purposes only, let's get into it. All right, besties. So we are going to take a look at the all alleged and for entertainment purposes only 9/11. Did it really go down the way they said it did? I can't stress enough how much this is for entertainment purposes only and 0 facts. But if anything nefarious happened, this would be the deck I could find it and pull it out of. So, all right, besties, let's go. Obsession, okay. Calling in the storm. Okay. Okay, forgive me for sucking at history class, but even my childhood self knew that a lot of that shit was useless. Is there something in the country in which Osama came from that we want? Like, is there something, like, is it oil? Because this feels to me like I want something that you have and you're not playing ball. This reads to me like crooked, allegedly, with that black flower, say that fucking 3 times fast. This feels like it was something that could be prevented. Because fated to suffer in the reverse, that gives me like a bad business deal. Why am I getting business in a reading about the Twin Towers? Do you see what I'm saying? And then obsession being the middle card, they have something we want. That's what this feels like. America wants something that wherever bin Laden, I should have fucking Googled. That would have benefited me. Y'all, I'm going in completely blind. I haven't researched this conspiracy in years. So forgive me if I tell you things you already know. But there's something here about, it's kind of giving me the vibe of like, how these crooked celebrities work. And it's like, if you can't beat them, destroy them, like, instead of join them. That's kind of the energy that I'm feeling, because with the fated to suffer in the reverse, that's like we could have made a deal. We could have been friends. But with that black flower fragrance in reverse, it's giving me the vibe of like, you're not playing fair. But I don't agree that they're not playing fair, because that obsession card being the middle, it reminds me of narcissism. And no, I know, oh my God, if you guys are the quote unquote bootlickers, then you are going to hate what I'm about to say. But it's that blind American worship that I'm feeling, where it's like, we're the best, we deserve the best at all costs. I don't care what it takes, I don't care who it hurts. So what is it that it's got to be oil, because oil is the only thing that's coming up to my mind, unless it's somehow money or something like that, travel, I don't know. But with calling in the storm being in the back deck, this is reminding me of like we're calling it into us. So if we're calling it into us, then we're not a victim, right? Does that make sense? And then 3 reminds me of collaboration. The 3 of Pentacles, work. This is business. This feels like business gone sour. This feels like when I look at this, my mind's eye is throwing the 6 of Pentacles on top of it in the reverse, which reminds me of like a business deal gone wrong. And then look, 3 again, work. I'm obsessed because it's something to do with work. This has got to be like fossil fuels or oil or something like that. I knew this shit was crooked. 11:44 on my clock. I don't know if that's for anybody, but look at how there's a 7 and a 7 here, which reminds me of like, this was a turning point spiritually for America, for the crookedness. I just see something like, I see like a water dam bursting. So maybe, like, we know that they're all crooked. Like, that's not shocking. Like, most of them, there's bad guys in every group. But there's something about this move in particular that really was a turning point for the crookedness of America, allegedly, and for entertainment purposes only. This is just fiction, not fact, ever at all. But with the black flower there's got to be, with the BFF in the reverse, what that also kind of tells me is that the truth, you already know it. So that's giving me the vibe of like your intuition, the conspiracy theorists that came out, and now I'm being drawn to my fool's gold. It's kind of giving me the vibe of like, you already know. It's kind of reminding me of like the moon card in reverse. It's like, there's really not much to tell. Some of the conspiracies are a little out of whack, but you're like kind of on the money is the vibe that I would get. It's like, yes, this was not just like, I just don't buy it. There's something crooked about this. What? Gilded regret. Yeah, notice how obsession becomes regret. You know what this feels like? Because I'm hearing like trigger happy. That's what I'm hearing. The word trigger happy. You know how like when someone's emotionally fueled and then they do something and then they calm down and they're like, oh, fuck. Like I was running on adrenaline and emotion. I think that was how this started. So I'm really sorry that this is vague because I don't know I don't know politics and money and currency. I don't know that shit. But this feels to me like either we know about this or we don't, but it feels like a business deal in the background that didn't go according to plan, and our Mr. Bush not being happy with the results, and so taking it out on that party. It's kind of giving me the vibe of like, let's join forces, but if you don't agree to join forces, then I'm going to hang you out to dry. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting so far. So again, is there something that we wanted from wherever that territory was? I really should Google this. Hold up. Okay, so yeah, Afghanistan, right. But I did a quick Alexa Google, and apparently he's from a couple of countries. So I don't know which one, but it feels like, yeah, I don't buy that. I feel like because I'm hearing the word patsy. Doesn't that mean like someone being hung out to dry? Because that's what I'm seeing is like someone being hung out to dry. So this story's not adding up, y'all. The math ain't mathin'. Artificial heart in the reverse. I was angry. Downcast pride in the reverse. You're not about to make me look stupid. 1 and 2 is reduced to work. 3. And then 2 is union. It's the 2 of cups. Reverse that. It's a disconnect. AKA, we had a deal is what I'm hearing. You're not going to something about this ain't right. That doesn't mean that, Bin Laden didn't get angry because of the business deal and then come. I don't know. But so far, this reads to me like a business deal gone wrong. My pride got hurt. I'm angry. And so I'm using my power to get you back. Yeah, peaceful among thorns. Let me pretend I'm good. This gives me the vibe of someone who's like, okay, bet. And they pretend that they're your buddy, and then they do you dirty and you never see it coming. That's the vibe of this. That's how I would describe this energy. It's like, oh, word? Really? Look at all the 7s. It's very spiritual to me. 7s and 3s are like all over this, which is work. But then 7's like, it's spiritual. So I don't really know where that fully spirit. Why is there so many 7s here? They bring me back to the fated to suffer. maybe this was a pivotal moment in our history where we were supposed to notice. Yeah, because I'm seeing like crooked cops in my mind's eye. So like, I don't know, maybe because it was so obvious to us. That's why it was kind of supposed to happen. But what this reads to me as is a business deal gone wrong and me being butthurt. And so I'm calling in the troops. Oh my God, troops is literally war. I didn't even, that was a Freudian slip. Whatever. Anyway, I feel the need to, guilty regret. Yeah. Sacrifice. It's me or you. Look at all these sevens. I feel like this was supposed to be obvious from a spiritual perspective. I know this isn't part of the conspiracy, but I feel like this was supposed to make us start to see who they really are. Does that make sense? Because there's just way too many sevens in here. It feels like it was supposed to happen. But I feel so called to mention how the second to last card and the second card I pulled, it starts with obsession and it ends with regret. So if it helps, it feels like the president had remorse after. You know what it's giving me? I reshared this meme recently, and most of you are women that follow me, so it's not going to hurt anybody's feelings, hopefully. But there was this meme I had to share because it was like the biggest lie in history is saying that women are the most sensitive, and like, no comment. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I'm getting here. Like, you know, the guy who his team loses in the NFL, so he smashes his TV, and then it's like, oops, whoopsie. It's like, imagine being a narcissist or emotionally unevolved and you don't get your way, except you have a button that like can help destroy people. That's the vibe. That's the vibe of this. It's like a child that didn't get their way flipping out. So do we know anything about a business deal? Because I just keep feeling some form of business deal that did not work. Like either I tried to tell you like we can make this deal and you said no, or it was in works and then it didn't happen. But there is something here about a business deal. So you're not going to convince me that this came out of nowhere and that we've always hated whoever it was that we bombed. Was it Afghanistan? I'm pretty sure it was, but I'm just, y'all, my brain fog is terrible. But that guarantees that I'm not lying, because when I try to think, my brain just kind of Gatorade's just like Mercury's doing, I suppose. But anyway, let's take a look. Again, this is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. What really happened on that tragic day? As always, thank you to everybody that sits through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page. If you haven't liked this video, please leave it a like if you're enjoying. I'd appreciate it. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. And as always, please check the community posts because you guys get to decide what I cover. So if you want your voice to count, vote. And I don't really mean that with politics because look where we're at. But still. Anyway, all alleged. Y'all, I gotta make jokes. It's my Gemini moon just trying to keep us all happy, keep us all chill when we're talking about some dark shit. All right? What happened that day? Remember how I said I saw the Two of Cups in reverse in my mind's eye? Remember? Because I was like the two, but it's in reverse. Y'all, this... What did I say? It's like I'm psychic. Oh my God, who would have thought? This was a business deal that went south, y'all. Why is there a female in this? Who's the female? Who's the female? It feels like a female might have had... Was the brains behind it or something? Who's the female? I don't know who this woman is. I really probably should have done research, but I just didn't want to be biased. I figured if I hadn't thought about this in a long time, I couldn't have a judgment here. But this feels like a self-sabotage at work because I'm stressed out because what I planned didn't work out. Now there's a disconnect between someone I thought I was going to work with, and now I feel like I'm not in control anymore, and now I feel bitter. It's giving lovers scorned energy, which is really weird because unless Mr. Bush was going through a divorce during this, what the hell? Who's the female? Like, also, is it possible that Mr. Bush was having problems in his relationship as well? Because this feels like somebody who's burnt out, feels like that they have no power and no control over their lives and no control over anything. This does not read like anything like they said. Are we shocked? Six of Pentacles in reverse. What did I fucking say? Five of Wands in reverse. There's a conflict going on, but it's not something we see. Four of Cups in reverse. I'm out of my comfort. Six of Pentacles. This business deal is not going through. Look at how she's holding a justice scale. It's not fair. Look at how she's looking all side-eyed at the conflict that nobody knows about. You're not going to get me to... I don't know what was going on in that time period. I was... What was I, 10 when they announced it? Yeah, I was 10 years old. So forgive me for not being well-versed on this type of stuff, but this... I'm getting business deal gone wrong. Yep. Yep. We don't have the... I have to build a legacy. We don't have the funds that I thought we did. We don't... There's like a wrench thrown in the plans. What is that about? Gossip. Why am I hearing the song Jealousy, Let It Go? Results could be tragic. He's slowing down because people are talking. Maybe someone found out about this. This feels like somebody found out. You're not going to convince me that there aren't people that don't know about this. There are people in the government that know about this. There are conspiracy theorists that dug into this that know about this. I can, like, in my mind's eye, I see multiple YouTube channels that have covered this from, like, logistic perspectives, and they're dead on. So I don't know who y'all watch on YouTube. Yeah, 11:55 on the clock when I said that. They're dead on. They're on to something. It feels to me like this story is exactly what you think it is. It's just that we're never going to get justice. Unless the justice card comes out upright, but we'll see. But this is about, like, faulty business, not having a solid foundation. There's obstacles. People are talking. I keep hearing I got to get ahead of this. I got to get ahead of this. And I'm seeing Bush, and I'm seeing him, like, rubbing his temples. He's like, I got to get ahead of this. So, yeah, and I'm seeing it. It's kind of giving me the vibe of, like, my master. So who does Bush or who does the president answer to? Because it feels like there's something about materials that were in the land that Osama lived in. Y'all. Look at how much gold. I just whipped out my fake gold. Bro, what? You're not going to do business with me? Bet. All right. That's the vibe of this. The Two of Pentacles in reverse is a business deal. It's in the reverse. First of all, why is there a business deal if they just randomly... I thought this was a religious thing. I thought that it was religious, Bush. Why am I not getting any religion cards, huh? What's that about? This King of Pentacles, I'm trying to create a legacy for myself. Two of Pentacles, you did not agree to our business deal. Bitch bet. Like, that's the vibe of this card. Bitch bet. All right, I could do it without you. I could do bad all by myself. This feels like a turning point emotionally. Yep. Magician in the reverse now. Jealousy. Okay. No, because I just don't feel... Okay, if it really did happen the way that it happened, could it have been he rammed into the buildings because he was pissed? Because George Bush screwed him over? Because Magician in the reverse is like manipulation. Three of Cups usually feels more like gossip in a reading like this. So again, it's like crooked communication. Page of Swords right next to it. It's like I'm saying something, but I'm being sneaky about it. I'm not telling the full truth. In fact, I might have even cut off communication at one point. So you're not going to convince me that these two didn't have a deal or something in the beginning. Because this feels like lover scorned is the only energy I could possibly explain it as. It's like, I keep hearing in my head, clear as day, we had a deal, we had a deal, we had a deal, we had a deal. It will not stop playing in my head. You're not going to convince me that this wasn't a business deal gone south. Come on. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Where's the Hierophant card? If this was a religious thing, where's the Hierophant card? Why wasn't that one of the first cards I pulled? Grief, because it's not working. Oh my God. My pride is getting the best of me, and Spirit's telling me to look at those. What do these kind of remind you of when you watch like Law and Order, SCI, all that shit? There's usually a bomb in there, right? There's usually like a metal bin that looks similar to this with like a bomb in there. I don't know. this feels like I'm running out of money and I'm running out of options. Isn't there also a theory that there was something underneath the buildings? Because this reminds me of like tunnels. And this reminds me of like hidden shit in basements, because they're drawing me to like Stranger Things and stuff like that, where like people have shit hidden. Yeah, because I'm seeing Resident Alien, where he's got a hidden body in his basement. And I'm seeing Stranger Things, where the girl that is being hidden by the government, hidden from the government, is in the basement. So there was something in the basement of those towers. And then look at how that looks kind of like fire. You know what's funny? In my head, I'm hearing the song "We Didn't Start the Fire," and then I see George Bush turning his head, which is giving me the vibe of like Blind Eye. You guys, I don't know. Oh, here he is. And he's coming out as a knight, not a king. Yeah, 8 of Cups. I can't walk away from this. 4 of Swords. I keep hearing, when will you quit? So I wonder if the wife was arguing with him about this. Because it's like your ego is getting the best of you with that Strength card. But for some reason, see, this is where you guys might need to help me with the conspiracies in the comments, because Spirit's drawing me to how this card always reminds me of the Law and Order chick, Olivia Benson. But I don't understand how that would play out, because that would be about, SA and stuff like that. So I don't know, are there any SA or trafficking or anything like that? Is there any rumors about that? Because I don't know, there's something here about secrets, because Spirit's going, shh, which is giving me the vibe of like, there's more to this story. I do feel that there was something in the basement that he needed to get out. I do feel that strongly. Also, wasn't there people that said you could tell that there were bombs or something? That card reads to me like bombs and shit in the basement. There's something about the basement. Did they recheck the basement? Could you not go in the basement? No, because I'm seeing shady cops. There's something up with this story. Maybe that's why they're bringing me to Law and Order. The shady cops. There's shady cops in every group. But the 4 of Swords is like, I'm refusing to just take the L, is what I'm hearing from that card. It feels like George's pride, his refusal to let go. It feels like because I'm hearing the song Eminem where it's like, you want what you can't have. It's got to be oil, right? Oil or some form of resources. So I just don't buy it. Yeah, it's like, hold on. I'm out of my element. I'm running out of funds because we've disconnected. You're not going to convince me they didn't have a business deal at one point, or were at least in the works talking about it. All right, I'm getting another message because I was like, wait a second. I'm feeling something else. And then it made me ask Alexa when Osama's birthday is. Turns out, per Google, he's a Pisces. I'm left out in the cold. I've detached from this situation because it's out of my comfort zone. I don't want to invest in it. Osama feels like a fall guy. He feels like a fall guy. You know what they're showing me? If you guys remember, I'll try to remember to link it in the description. The JFK assassination video that I did, where it's like whoever they pinned it on, it felt like he was the fall guy, because I felt like a CIA guy or something was like in the bushes. Like it felt like someone was hidden that we didn't see. That's kind of the vibe. I don't feel like we got this story right. Are we sure? Did we ever see? I mean, they can deep fake anything. Did we ever see a body? Did we ever really? Because I don't. Why am I not getting anything about the plane? Why am I not getting anything about religion? Why do I feel like I'm getting something about a shoddy business deal that if I was not the American, I don't want to partake in. And so now I'm Bush and I'm mad. And so now I'm using a fall guy because I don't have the funds that I need. And I don't have the utilities and resources that I need. I'm sorry, you're not going to convince me that this was some Al-Qaeda religion thing. I'm not seeing it. Chariot vehicle. Okay, here's the plane. What else? inconsistencies. The plane. What about the plane? I don't usually read that for this card, but I keep hearing saying one thing, doing another, which is not how I read that card usually. But this is also reminding me of like pulling out of something that would have been a slow burn deal because it's out of my comfort. You know what this reminds me of? Good example, Spirit. This would be like Chris Columbus going onto the land, pretending that he found the land, and then getting pissed when the real founders of the land are like, no, we do it this way. This is our land. Yeah, because I'm hearing the song, this land is your land, this land is my land. So you're not, and look at how this kind of looks like Bush too. It's giving me colonizer energy. Does that make sense? Is any of this making sense? This is giving me the vibe of like long-term trying to turn it into like America 2.0, or you know what they're drawing me to? Because this shit really pisses me off, and I will die on this sword. The fact that we're not going to pretend like we didn't screw over Africa and we had a business deal with them for water, and then we corrupted their water and we left them to fucking fend for themselves. That's what this feels like. That's exactly what this feels like. Like we fucked over their country. Maybe they were capable of telling the truth or something. So however the plane thing happened, if it really was in fact Osama, then it would have been because we fucked them over. This is not a religious thing. I'm not seeing, there's no religious anything in this. The Hierophant card should have been one of the first cards I pulled. Don't let me talk too soon and have it on the back. Nope, not on the back. And just so we're clear, the Justice card's in reverse, so I do not think in our lifetime we will see actual, what's it called? Spirit? Help? Actual remorse? No, that's not the right word. Justice, for lack of a better term. I keep hearing Patsy and Fall Guy. Do we have this story right? Because this doesn't, how, do we have people on the ground, like legitimate people that were interviewed that can guarantee that this plane actually even hit the building? Because who put the plane in the building? Because this feels like, I feel like they hired somebody so that they could put the blame on their country so that we could get into it anyway. Because what I'm seeing is like, I'm trying to make a deal with you. You're not budging. Yeah, because you know, oh, thank you, Spirit. Great example. Who's seen Avatar? You know the evil white people? Like, that's the vibe. And just so we're clear, I'm not like racist towards white people because I know I say that a lot. I just have an issue with the fact that there's rich, white, narcissistic men running our country and most of the world. That's an issue. It's just period. It's not a race thing. It's just a matter of fact thing. Look at them. Look at the people behind the further up you go. Look at all the billionaires. Do you see people of color? No. I mean, minus, you know, like Beyonce and them, but look at what they've had to, you know, whatever. Anyway, semantics. This is not a religious thing. I don't see anything about religion. I see us being greedy, wanting what we can't have, and them saying no. This feels very much like, I'm seeing like Indians and their land getting taken. I'm seeing Avatar and how they lived off the land and they were more spiritual. And, you know, the group of people came in and they were like, I want the stuff that's underneath the land that you don't realize is valuable. That's what this reads to me like. I feel like Osama was just a fall guy to get away with being able to get into their territory, allegedly, and for entertainment purposes, only zero facts. Are they in that territory now? Like after, I didn't do the research. I'm so sorry. But like after all this went down and we got the bad guy, did we end up going into their land? There was a war, right? I don't remember, y'all. I was 10. Give me some leniency here. But this is giving me the vibe of like, we're either going to make a deal with you or we're going to take it. But either way, we're getting what we want. So do we have oil from there now? Because that would make sense to me. Like, did we not have oil before? Or like we had their oil, but now we upcharged it. There's something to do with resources. I got resources and quick to the trigger. And something about there being something underneath the Twin Towers. There's something, I'm hearing bombs allegedly, but there's also something under the Twin Towers that Bush wanted. It's like, either secret documents or it's giving me like paperwork that if was found, we'd get in trouble. Because I'm seeing my my symbol of like shredding paperwork, which means like the public can't see this. So there's something under the buildings that they had to get. What is the conspiracy here? Because I feel like you guys already know what it is and you're on the money. It's like the conspiracy theorists are actually pretty accurate this time around. Okay, so this is the plane. Oh, saying one thing and doing another because someone else was operating the plane. I feel like allegedly in front of tam purposes, only zero facts here. But this out of my comfort zone and the fact that it looks like an old white man, which is giving me Bush vibes, this feels like I'm paying someone to take the plane or paying someone that I know is one of the types of people that are one of those religious type of, I don't want to just call them crazy, but you know, they'll die for religion, like blow up themselves. I feel like Bush paid people, which is the irony in all this because this was an argument over money. But it was like, I'm going to get it at all costs, even if I have to make you look bad. This reads to me like a country that really wasn't out to get us, but now we got beef because we were greedy. That's what this reads like. Full reverse. Star card in reverse. And the death card in reverse. No, there's so much of this story that's not true, but you guys already know it. With that Fool card in the reverse, that means that you guys aren't stupid. That means the general public knows that what's hidden isn't fact, because that Star card's in the reverse, so it's what's hidden. So it's what hasn't been shown to the public eye. But with the Fool card right next to it, it's like you already know. And with that Death card in reverse, again, did we really see a body? Because I almost... You know what they're showing me? And I don't know if this is literal or metaphorical, but they're showing me like the dark web or the deep web or whatever the hell that shit's called. And they're showing me a picture of Osama smiling and shaking hands with white men. So is it possible that they couldn't make a deal with a country, then created problems, and Osama was just a face? But in reality, like he's working behind the scenes or something? Because that death card is in the reverse, y'all. And the Star card, that would be like what we saw, what was on the television, but it's in the reverse. I don't know that. Is Osama his real name? Did you dig into that? Because with that death card in the reverse, I don't buy that that man's dead. Whoever he is, he might not be Osama. He might just be a face that they gave you so that people would shut up about it. Because why on earth would you think it's the government? Yeah, the Sun card's in reverse. The Eight of Swords is regrets. And the Hangman is looking at things from a different perspective. Remember how in the beginning I said it was interesting how we went from obsession to regret? This reads to me like, which really doesn't fucking matter, but this reads to me like I regret the decisions I made. So, you know, I don't know, how old is Bush now? Probably like, what, 70? I don't know, just a guess. So maybe he's at the age where he's starting to realize that he's a piece of shit. I don't know. Like, I don't know. But that Sun card in the reverse with regrets and Hangman, this is like I'm looking at things from a different perspective now. This also reminds me of hanging out to dry. So there's a double message here of like, I'm going to hang y'all out to dry because you wouldn't work with me. This, you're not going to convince me this isn't a battle of resources of some sort. No, don't buy it. What's the back deck? I already said it. Knight of Wands reverse. That's an aggressor. That's immaturity. Seven of Cups in the reverse is realism, which is giving me the vibe of like, you already know. Again, the Justice card in reverse is like, it wasn't fair. We already know. And notice how there's people behind that kind of have the stank eye. You're not going to convince me that people in the government don't know that this was something else. But I'm trying to understand how the plane thing happened. Because this is like impure intentions. Knight of Wands is like, I'm acting recklessly. I'm acting from emotion, not logic, not... Fucking... King of Wands in the reverse is a bad leader. Three of Swords in the reverse is like, I'm avoiding the heartbreak, yet I can't. Destruction. This reminds me of the Tower going down. Okay. I don't know if you guys care. Frankly, I don't, but it is coming out, so I guess I'll share it with you. It seems like the moment that the towers were hit, or the moment that all of it went down, that it feels like at that moment Bush realized he fucked up. Like, that's the vibe of this. Because with that Three of Swords in the reverse, it's like, oh shit, what have I done? Like, look at the chick in her face, but look at how she's not facing the tower. And look at how she almost kind of looks like a child, where it's like she's almost looking like she's hiding her ears, like, ah, la, 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 don't want to see, don't want to acknowledge. And look at how he's holding what kind of looks like a dead body. It's like, I know that I caused all of this. So, yeah, okay. I'm seeing a puppet. Remember how earlier I said, who does Bush work for? Because I think egos were hurt, but I don't think it was Bush that got the last say. I feel like he's the one that was pissed because I feel like he was the one that tried to start the deal. But it feels like there's someone in the background that made all of this move, and I don't think we know who this person is or who they are. This is giving me, again, like we do these celebrity readings where there's people in the background, we don't know who they are. Think executive producer or screenwriter, those people in the background. It's giving that, but for politics. Someone else made the choice on this because it's like, we need those resources. End of discussion. I don't care what it takes. I don't care how many bodies it stacks. It's just like, that's the cost of the game. Like, that's what I'm hearing. I want to look at Osama. Like, is he even a real person? Like, what the hell? Because this doesn't read to me like, yeah, so we're going to look at it. All right, so I'm going to look at this one more time in a different direction. I basically asked, who is Osama really, and how exactly did this plane thing happen? So as always, thank you to everybody that sits through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page. If you haven't subscribed, please consider it. I'd love to have you here. Hit that notification bell to receive future videos. And yeah, this is all alleged, no facts. Who is Osama? How'd the plane happen? Well, for any of you that are like, is this really crooked? I mean, the Justice card in the reverse should not be the first card I pull, just so we're clear. I also want to mention that I pulled most of, like, two-thirds of the deck, at least. No Hierophant card, just so we're clear. This is not religious based. Can't move on. Again, it's coming up. This is about something that I can't move on from, that I'm emotionally bothered by because I refuse to let it go. And 8 and 8 reminds me of work because 8 of Pentacles. Issues with the details. I feel this. Sabotage. Issues with the details. Sad. You're not going to convince me Osama did this. Whoever alleged Osama is. Because this is kind of giving me the vibe of like, what the fuck? Like, you know what they're showing me? Oh my God, that's a wonderful example. There's oh God, what's that show called? The TV show Manifest on Netflix. Highly, highly recommend if you haven't seen it. Was it them? Basically, like, if I'm getting the show wrong, it's good guys, but they're caught by the government, and then they see themselves on the news wanted. And they're like, what the fuck? That's the vibe of this. Because that Justice card is in the reverse. And I asked, who is Osama? So why is this reversed? This should read as like I should see like Knight of Wands in the reverse. I should see 4 of Pentacles, greedy. I should see the Strength card, arrogance. This is like something I can't get away from. That was quick. That makes me sad. You don't have the full details of the story. And I was the fall guy. Again, exactly what I heard before. Fall guy. Look at how he's dead. Whoever Osama is, you're not going to convince me that he's this crazy. I mean, even if he is this crazy religious person, he certainly wasn't out to get America and blow up buildings. I'm not seeing that. 5 of Wands is conflict. 3 of Pentacles. This is a business deal gone south. Like, you're not going to convince me that's not what this is. Damn, I'm so glad I did this reading. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Detach. I don't want to be involved in this. No. Whoever Osama is, he didn't want anything to do with this. You're not going to convince me he wanted anything to do with this. That 4 of Cups speaks for itself. I don't want to work with you. I don't want to work with you. I don't want to do it. I see the conflict. I don't want to be a part of that. Is it possible that these... You know what this reminds me of? How they say that, like, you need to check your nonfiction from the past because the person that gets to write the story is the victor. The person that gets to tell the story is the person that's left. So imagine the good guy lost. Then the bad guy's telling you the story through their eyes. So this is just not mathing, y'all. There's something about the details are not... There's witnesses. I see people in the Oval Office knowing about this deal. knowing what's going on and turning a blind eye. People know about this. They've been paid off. You're not going to convince me that people don't know this happened. Lover's card. I was in bed with the wrong man. That's what I just heard. Bush is a water sign. He came up as a Knight of Cups last time. Look, Fool card in the reverse. I should have been less naive, and then I realized who he really was. Because Knight of Cups should not come up for a leader. Bush should be presenting as an emperor, not a knight. He wasn't even young then. He should have been at least a King of Cups. So this is giving me like I'm in bed with the wrong person. And I woke up very quickly to realize what I got myself into. Yeah, look at this. Two of Cups. Where's the Hierophant card? I thought he was a crazy religious person, right? Where's the Hierophant card? Underdog. We had a deal. And now I'm the underdog. Because to those that read astrology, or not astrology, sorry, tarot, in the Six of Wands, you're being praised. But in the Seven of Wands, the same people that praised you are now out to get you. I wonder if Osama was one of the backdoor people making this deal, and then he ditched out, so they used his face as a scapegoat. That's how this could read. So that, you know, no, it feels more like a fall guy. Yeah, there's the tower. Quite literal. But he's the underdog. If this guy did it, why is the underdog card next to the tower? And then the Two of Cups is a deal. It's an agreement between two. You're not, no. Queen of Cups, that's the wife. Two of Wands is friction. Money. This was always about money, guys. I'm sorry. I knew. But it's nice to see it in the cards. It's nice to see it line up. But again, this is not fact, because how could I possibly know? But Two of Wands is friction. Queen of Cups. I almost hear George's wife being like, this is not worth it. You need to pull out of this. This is going to cause us more problems than it's worth. But then I see her turning a blind eye and being like, whatever, like, just get it done. So I think they're both manipulative. Because, like, look at her face. It's like, whatever it takes to do your job. Just don't tell me about it. It's kind of giving me Beyonce energy, where it's like, whatever, Jay-Z, do whatever the hell you want. Just don't tell me about it. That's the vibe. I feel like Osama was a fall guy. Yeah, this is the greedy card. It's in reverse. And I'm asking about Osama and the plane. So make that make sense. Queen of Swords, communication. Emperor in reverse. That's our president, honey. I'll throw money at any problem I have because I'm after money, which the fucking irony. These celebrities, all these rich people, the lack of like emotional intelligence is astounding. It is. Honestly, it explains why we're in such a shit place right now, because our leaders have the emotional intelligence of children, and so this is why we get nowhere. Because you got a pissing contest going on right now. A pissing contest cost us hundreds of lives, or however many. A pissing contest did this. A fight over oil when we can easily go for free energy caused the destruction of human life. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I don't know, whatever. But this is also telling me that somebody higher up with more money and more power made the call to have him make the decision to do it. So there's someone in the background, again, is what I'm feeling. I'm being drawn to this card in particular. The person could be a little bit younger than Bush, whoever it was. I don't think we'll ever figure out who it is. I'm going to be real with you. But I do feel that whoever it was, they feel like they're younger than Bush at the time. It would have been a man. And it's almost kind of giving me the vibe, like, I got your back. We've been through these situations before. It's almost like I'm reading the Akashic records, but it's giving me more vibe of like those that don't know history are doomed to repeat it. So let's toss our dicks around and be the best country and hurt other people in the process. Here's the vehicle again. Page of Wands. Well, the vehicle's upright. So I'm not sure that I buy that it didn't actually happen, because I know there are some conspiracy theorists that say that there was never any planes to even hit the buildings. I don't think that's true. I don't. Because that Page of Wands next to it This is jealousy. This is like a feisty energy is what it feels like. And you know what it's reminding me of? If you follow the other YouTuber, you'll know who I'm talking about. But he says that this looks like Taylor Swift. And it's reminding me of how Taylor is quick to the trigger. So this feels like someone in our government put money towards the planes because they were upset, because they didn't get what they wanted, which was an ability to make more money. And so they used the plane to basically use a pissing contest. Told you I was stronger. That's the vibe of this. Told you I had more resources. Told you you have a choice. It's kind of giving me the vibe of like, if you were to get kidnapped and they're like, you have to write this letter, but you know damn well if you don't write the letter, you're going to die. So like, would you have written the letter? No. You know what I mean? That's how this feels. It's like, I don't buy that Osama did any of this. I don't buy that he was a religious fanatic. I don't see none of that. I don't see any of that. What's the back deck? Two of Swords in reverse, disconnecting. Page of Cups again. This is Osama. He detached from him. Whoever this guy is, I don't think that we have the right name. I don't think we have the right... I think all of it's fake. Because I see like 3-letter alphabet agency. I see them scrubbing shit and rewriting it. Like on the internet. So I don't know what that means. That might mean Osama is actually a different person. That could mean... they're just scrubbing details. I don't know. But with this, it's like, I need to detach from this situation. It's causing me grief. Bullshit. One more time, I want to look strictly at the plane itself, because that was Osama. I'm not seeing how the plane plays into this other than making it look like, that's what this feels like. It feels like we are trying to make these people look bad so that we have an excuse to invade their territory so that we could get the thing that we wanted money to begin with. So again, it's like if Osama was kidnapped and it's like, you have to write this letter. It's giving me the vibe of like, we're either making a business deal or we're going to make you look bad. It's this or that, nothing else. But let's take a look real quick. What about the plane? I need to know about the plane, y'all. I need to know. All legend for entertainment purposes, only zero facts here. Thank you to everybody that sits through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page. Share this with your friends if you have other conspiracy theorists that are into this one, because maybe they could fill in the gaps in what I can't figure out. But I don't know. This just feels like a shoddy business deal and people trying to show that they're the baddest bitch in town. Which is stupid as hell. But that's what happens when you have uninvolved men running a country. That's what's scary. That is what is scary. But anyway. So if you're a mom and you have boy kids, make sure you teach them how to feel their fucking feelings, because, good Lord. How many more men have to break screen TVs before we realize men deserve therapy too? Anyway, get off my high horse for a second. What about the plane, Spirit? Shut up. Shut up. Done. Done. Do I really have to do anything else? Do I have to do anything else? I'm going to just let you sit with that for a second. Who's an emperor? They're a ruler, right? So if I'm asking, how did this plane situation come to be? And a ruler is the first card to come up. Bitch, that ain't Osama. Intuition. You guys already know this. You already know. And it's sad. That's the vibe. Because of a business deal that went wrong. Yeah, I closed that cycle with you. Maybe we already had business workings with them and they were done with us milking their resources. Because I kind of feel that too. Notice how everybody's walking away, but she kind of looks like it's like, ooh, shiny, yes, follow me. But nobody's behind her. They all have their backs turned to her. So I think their country, territory, whatever, forgive me, I didn't do well in geography either. I think they pulled out of a deal. That's what this reads to me like. Pulling out of a business deal that they weren't getting. I keep being drawn back to the Africa thing, where we made a deal with them for water and then we screwed them and polluted their waters, and they've been trying to sue us forever, as they should, and nothing ever happened. That's the vibe of this, except next level, because we didn't get our way. Poor Bush. Like that's how this feels. Sorry, y'all know I gotta make light of this, otherwise I'll drown in these dark ass energies. Queen of Cups. Yeah, this is giving me the vibe of like, prior to everything that went down, Bush just trying to be like no, I have your back. We're trying to work together. It's kind of giving me like girl power. It's like fake friend energy. You know, like I'm seeing Mean Girls in my mind's eye. It's like you're trying to be friends with the bad guy and you don't even realize it's the bad guy. That's the vibe. I asked about the plane. Hello? Friction. Dose of realism. Not fair. You're not, no. So then, who drove the plane, Spirit? Who flew the plane? Victim of circumstances. This is who? My Law and Order card. Burden not worth having. You're not going to convince me that they didn't pay somebody to fly that plane. This is like if we took someone off the street, or if we positioned someone that was a radical to have the opportunity to do so and then be like, oh, I had no idea. Like I just saw Macaulay Culkin in my mind's eye, like, oh, shock. But it's not shock at all, because that strength card also means ego and pride and arrogance. But you got Law and Order all written all over that card. Like I can't sit still, y'all. Like this energy is corrupt. I said what I said, but this is all alleged, so who cares, right? Hey, government, if this pisses you off, then I must have hit a nerve, didn't I? But this is not facts, because this is just a deck of playing cards. Victim of circumstances, ego and pride, burden not worth having. There was a fall guy. Because this reads to me like okay, so the extremist conspiracy theorists that are like there was never even a plane, I don't agree with that. I don't buy that. Because unless there was a plane and they're just reiterating that he was a fall guy, but this reads to me like whoever was the one that had the plane was a fall guy. This is almost like giving the keys to someone you know will do some reckless shit. That's the vibe that I'm getting here. So either this is a junkie off the street or a radical. It's like paying off a radical to do it for you so you look good. Whoever helped make this thing possible, there's someone paid off. There's someone that's a fall guy. I don't know how this plays in. Spirit, how does this play in? Who's the fall guy? Okay. The moon. Okay, what's hidden? Thank you. Sabotage. So it's someone with a connection. Hidden. Whoever it is, they knew Bush. They talked to them. They spoke with him directly. They know him. In-house. This was done in-house. I'm having trouble picking up who it is. So I could see 3 or 4 options. So this is where I'm going to need y'all in the comments. I could see it being hiring someone off the street with a drug addiction to help somehow fuck up the plane trajectory somehow. I don't feel like that's it. I could also see them like, I'm seeing like a metaphor, like throwing the keys to somebody. So again, this does feel like it was planned. It's like, I know you'll go and do the fuck thing. So here you go. Here's the keys. That's the vibe of this potential one. But this feels more, Spirit, help me out. What would this, it's like hiring a radical that you know hates America. It's like a shoddy business deal. This is the one that feels the most legit. This feels like, you know, they have rumors that like politicians, high ups, all that, like they use the dark web. Like that's part of why it still exists, is because they use it. This is giving me the vibe of like hiring someone on the dark web to do my dirty work for me. Because that's in-house. And remember, I told you, this dude looks like Bush. And this is like someone that's kind of like, they know him. They're weary of him, but they know him. And then I sabotaged myself. I got in bed with the bad guy. So I wonder if like they hired someone off the dark web and the person on the dark web might not even have known who it was. And then they fucked over the plane. But you're not going to convince me someone wasn't hired. Because this feels like a business deal. This was a business deal that went wrong, and then there's a second business deal to help the plane situation so that we could pin it on Osama. So I almost wonder if Osama's a real person We might not have his name correct. And maybe they were trying to create a business deal for oil or something like that. And then he realized that Bush was crooked. And then he walked away, and George was like, bitch, bet. And he called his boss. And then his boss did some weird dark web shit to hire somebody to take out the Twin Towers, allegedly. No facts here, 0 facts. And then pin it on him so that we can invade the land that we were wanting in the first place. That's what this feels like. I could be wrong. I'm open to being wrong. Public eye, okay. Yeah, people need to see you differently because of the arrangement that we had. It's giving me the vibe of like hanging somebody out to dry. That's the only way I know how to describe this. Every time I go to the plane, it brings me right back to this story. Underdog, yeah. They hired somebody, allegedly. Throwing money at the problem. Yeah, I'm grieving. I'm throwing money at the problem because I can't expand the way that I want to. The Empress is about abundance. It's about fertility, expansion. It's in the reverse. I think they wanted to expand. They wanted to get into the territory, and they didn't have the means to do so because whoever it was that had the say didn't want to work with us. And so they're like, all right, we're going to get this. Yeah, because I'm hearing the song one way or another. I'm going to find you. I'm going to get you. Yeah, wheel. This was all about opportunity, business deal gone wrong because you wouldn't take my offer. That's what this is about. All alleged and for entertainment purposes, only 0 facts here, besties. I know nothing about anything, okay? Okay. So as always, if you enjoyed these readings, please leave it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell to receive future videos. If you want to book a private reading with me, the link to my website is in the description box below. Please know that it takes up to 3 weeks. I am one person, and you want a good reading, not a rushed one. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. All the links are down below. You'll be the first to know when a new video comes out. But as always, this is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. There are no facts here. I'm obviously a crazy person, and the government is lovely. Okay? Goodbye, besties. Stay free, stay safe, stay blessed.